Hey guys, and welcome to Woolpedia. This will be a fox scarf. Please find all the relevant links in the description box below. You will need Schachenmayr Original Boston Sun yarn for this scarf. This will be 2 balls of red yarn and 1 ball of white yarn. The white yarn for the tail and for the head. I'm using a 4mm knooking needle. And you can use any scrap yarn for the needle to knook. You will also need a tapestry needle and some scissors. Take your white yarn for the beginning. We start knooking the tail. Form a magic ring and crochet 5 single crochets into this ring. Now pull the short strand and tighten your ring to join the round. Slip stitch once. Pull through the needle thread. Now pick up all the crocheted stitches. We will knook using the knit stitch afterwards, so pick up your stitches right. Put your hook under the yarn. If you want to knock cross stitches afterwards, pick up the stitches from above. You can choose however you want. Take a stitch marker. This will be the beginning of one round. Knock 1 knit stitch. Increase 1 stitch. Knock through 1 stitch in between of these 2 stitches. Then knock 2 knit stitches. We have 4 stitches on one side of the round. Pull out the needle thread. Take a second marker. This will be 1/2 of the round. Now do the same as before. Knock 1 knit stitch, increase once, and then knock 2 knit stitches. Move your marker on your needle. Pull out the needle thread. The second round is super easy. Just knock all the stitches using the knit stitch. We have no increases. We have to alternate between one round with 2 increases and one round without increases. If you increase, use the horizontal string or strut or however you call this between the 2 stitches. It's easier than searching for a stitch before or in the foreground. This will create a triangle tail if you fold your work. Continue knooking this way until your tail is wide enough. You do not have to count your rounds. This is my tail triangle, and now I switch to the red color. But first we have to sew the white yarn from the beginning. Now we can use the red yarn. Change the color after finishing one round. Hold the red yarn the same way as you would hold your white yarn. Knock 3 stitches using the knit stitch. Cut the white yarn, make a knot, and sew your tails later. Make sure your stitches are not too tight if you're making the knot. Now you continue knooking the red yarn. We use the knit stitch all the time, we have no increases anymore. The tail will grow straight up. My tail is now 25 centimeters long. Now we will knook a ribbing pattern. In this case we have to knock 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches, or the other way around, alternating between 2 purl stitches and 2 knit stitches. I will purl 2 stitches first, then 2 knit stitches. Don't mix these stitches with the cross stitch. Continue knooking this way in rounds. My tail is now longer, as you can see. We have a length of 7 centimeters for the ribbing part. You can knook this part longer or shorter, but not shorter than 5 centimeters. After the ribbing part, I continued knooking the knit stitch as before the ribbing part. And here we have 40 centimeters. This length is also adjustable. The length will be different if you knook for a baby or for an adult. To know the right length, put the scarf onto your neck and include a second triangle length for your scarf, because you will also have a triangle head. To start knooking the head, you should fold your work and set a marker on each side, one left and one right. We will work in rows from now on, so we need 2 parts of the round. We will separate this round into 2 rows. Take the white yarn and knock some knit stitches. Cut the red yarn and make a knot. Make sure your stitches are not too tight. Sew your tails later. Knock one side of your scarf using the knit stitch. Now we have to secure the other side of your scarf. You can take any scrap yarn you have and a tapestry needle. Pick up all the stitches with your tapestry needle and then tie a bow. Turn your work. We will knock the garter stitch. We have also to decrease to get the triangle shape. Knock 1 knit stitch. Knock 2 together. This is the decrease. Afterwards, knock all stitches using the knit stitch across the row. Now pull out the needle thread and as you can see, it disappeared on the other scarf side. Turn your work and do the same again. Knock 1 stitch, 1 decrease and all the other stitches as knit stitches across the row. Continue this way until you have 4 stitches left. So I have 4 stitches left. Now we will knock 2 or 3 rows without decreasing. If your head is long enough, cast off. Cut your yarn, leave a tail for sewing later. Attach the yarn, right side is facing you. Knook the other side of the scarf the same way. I finished my 2 triangles. All the short tails are hidden. Now we will sew the fox nose. The seam should be inside. Now we will knook some ears. We need 4 triangles, 2 white and 2 red. Create a simple slip knot and chain 8 stitches. Then cast on stitches, but this time over the yarn because you want to knock crossed stitches. Now turn your work. This will be the stockinette stitch. Purl row 1. Row 2 will be the knit row. Knit 1, then knit 2 together, knit all the other stitches across the row. Alternate between a knit and a purl row. Each row has a decrease. Knit second and third stitch together. This will create a triangle. If one stitch is left, cut the yarn and pull it through. Repeat this 3 times to have 4 triangles. Now I have 4 triangles. Now sew them together and attach them onto the head. I attach the second ear the same way as the first. Make sure you attach your ears symmetric. Have a look at your knook pattern. I also attach 2 eyes. You can use whatever you like, for example buttons, or you can stitch the eyes, or you crochet circle and sew it onto the head. I hope this tutorial is helpful. Happy crocheting and bye bye!